Hello and welcome to Physics Shorts number 6, subtitled Charts. Sometimes I think this is the last one, but you never know. So basically we're going to go into real charts. We're leaving the physics whiteboard and going off to the charts. First chart. And I'll try to keep my cursor still. First chart is the chaotic nature of our weather. This is a chart of precipitable water determined by satellite. So basically the darker areas are much higher in water density than the lighter areas. And you can pretty well see that all our weather and rain comes from the equatorial belt. There is no rain where there's no precipitable water. And as well, there will be no rain by just this sort of chart unless it's meeting cold air. So the cold air is just as important as this warm air. And you can see there's some little swirls which are hurricanes and tropical storms. So this in the middle zone is our chaotic source of all our weather because it will shoot out strong plumes. These plumes will either hit North America directly and soak Vancouver and will drift over. Sometimes they slash down. The absence of plumes will bring up the Gulf, which is not as much but still a major influence. But the Pacific controls it. If the Pacific is strong, there's no Gulf current. If everything's dead, the currents, we have what we call sun pockets of stagnant air. Now these are made, these can be either very hot in the summer or very cold in the winter, and these are of course always in the news and to justify that we're getting hotter. So these sun pockets are something that we've always had and always will have, but they make a lot of news lately. So when we go back to another chart, this is one of my favorites too. It's now the sea surface temperatures of the world, and from satellite, and basically they integrate little pixels or voxels, whatever you want to call it, tiny little boxes, and determine the average or the entire sea surface temperature. We had this little flat zone for a while, I don't know what that was, and now we're going back into a steep dive. The Arctic ice extent is doing well, coming up here, and this is probably a bit more meaningful than Arctic ice volume, which is derived from this and temperatures. And finally, we have the pure sea surface map that is associated with that other chart on sea surface temperature, and you can see that the so-called La Nina, which is defined by atmospheric conditions, is being heavily fed by cold water. And in fact, looking at the currents, we're talking kinetic energy here, like huge amounts of momentum and kinetic energy. This will not stop quickly. So, and also it keeps trying to attack the Atlantic belt. This is a major reversal of the ocean currents that has not really been seen before. So this is the primary driver of our coldness. As you can see, when the Pacific is cold, the whole world is cold. And we have the remains of the Gulf Stream, which is bowing down here, and very unusual. It used to go way over as hot water and cause this whole area to be warmer than Alaska area. So we did have a nice anomaly of warmth here. Now we don't have that, and that's going to give Europe cold weather as well. So we'll go back And thanks. That's the using real charts and real physics. Thank you.